Hi, this is Dr. Paul with Chiropractic Personal Injury Marketing. And one of the common questions or problems that I get often is when the chiropractors mistakenly give a personal injury presentation and the focus is about need versus service, or it's a pleasure-based motivation. And let me expand on that a little bit. And what happens is there's a difference between need versus service, and what happens is there's service doesn't matter. So if your presentation or your marketing message is based on service, it's to get attorney business. That's the wrong message. And the reason it's the wrong message is need is required before service. In other words, if you don't have a need for a hamburger, then you don't really care what kind of service McDonald's gives. So if there's no need, there's no service. And remember, the vast majority of personal injury attorneys, over 75% of them, have no perceived need for chiropractic care. They don't think that you can help them as a chiropractor. And so you have to remember there are 5 types of motivation or need, and it's what's called present pain, future pain, present pleasure, future pleasure, or curiosity. These are the 5 main reasons why you'll do something in life, and they're very general, but present pain is over 80% of why you will do something in life, to avoid your present pain. And that's based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And pain is not just a physical entity, it's psychological likewise. And so with 80% of the motivation, uh, get out of present pain or money lost. So the message for the attorney should not be a service factor if you're trying to stimulate referrals. It should be a need factor, and of the 5 need factors, it should not be how much money you can make them, because that's a pleasure-based component and that's only 5% motivation. It's all the money they're losing by not utilizing your services. And these are all natural, inherent motivational factors based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And so when you do look at the service factors, now remember, you won't get business because of service, but you'll lose business because of service. And they're essentially, these are the 4 top service factors, which is a no charge or a reduction in the charge for narrative reports, for reports and narratives. The other one is a quick response to a request for reports and narratives. That's very important. A lot of chiropractors are really late, and the attorney has to ask them 2 or 3 times for the reports. And speaking with hundreds of attorneys through the years, generally they say it should be within 3 weeks, but you need to ask that particular attorney, what do they feel a favorable response time is. And then promptly returning phone calls, that's a service factor. And the other one is when you're not willing to negotiate a settlement. That's a bad service factor. So those are the main service factors that you're looking at. So it's a mistake in your PI attorney presentation to be about service, not need, number 1, or to be about pleasure and not pain, number 2. So the goal is to establish need. 80% of motivation is get out of present pain, or in personal injury attorney's case, the money they're losing. That's where the real motivation is. And so that's the common question I get by chiropractors is, and I see a lot of chiropractors when they do make presentations, it's all about service. And that's not nowhere near what it should be. And so for further information, you can contact me at chiropracticpersonalinjurymarketing.com. I'm Dr. Paul Hollern, and we actually teach personal injury documentation and marketing. So for more information, you can go to chiropracticpersonalinjurymarketing.com.